Hello and welcome back to the Sex Talk. I'm your host Mo. I'm a sex therapist and I am here today to talk to you a little bit about dating emotionally unavailable people. There's a little known fact when it comes to dating people that aren't really that into us, that there's something about that when we're dating people that aren't super into us or that give us crumbs or that don't text us back when we want them to, or and maybe that's like a sign of self-care. Maybe we intellectualize it and analyze it to be like, oh, they've got such great self-respect, they're taking care of themselves, they know what they want. But there's a little known chemical that actually gets released when somebody gives you crumbs. And it's a chemical that's released in your body. It's an actual little hormone called dopamine. Dopamine makes us feel euphoric. It's also the primary driver behind the thrill of the chase, as well as what gets triggered and activated during the honeymoon phase of a relationship. It's the thing that makes us super high and it makes us wanting more. It potentially can make us euphoric. It can make us like on the edge of our seats. It's very thrilling. And so when somebody who, we're going to use the term emotionally unavailable today for lack of a better term, but it's essentially someone that maybe they're not interested in you, maybe they have really great boundaries, and they take really good care of themselves, and so they're not as available. And so hence emotionally, or maybe they're just physically or something unavailable. Maybe they don't have the capacity to show up for you in the way that you need. All of those things, we're going to call them emotionally unavailable people. And what happens is they give you crumbs. They'll occasionally throw you a bone. And the term for that, my friends, is intermittent reinforcement. So the example that I always use with my clients, and I use this story with so many people because it's actually such a common phenomenon, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in dating, whether it's in ethical, consensual non-monogamy. I see it a lot, and it's the thing that makes us think there's something not right with us. It has the potential to lower our self-esteem, so we outwardly seek like external validation as opposed to the internal validation that we might have otherwise when we're not in the thrill of the chase mode. And so let me explain intermittent reinforcement. So you've all heard of the rat, the little lab rat that pushes the lever and he gets a pellet. He pushes the lever and he gets a pellet. He pushes the lever and he gets a pellet. Well, then suddenly he pushes the lever and no pellet. Pushes the lever again, no pellet. Pushes it with like ferociousness, no pellet, and then suddenly a pellet. So now the rat knows that, oh my God, if I push ferociously, maybe I'll get a pellet. So he starts doing it again. Every now and again, he may or may not get a pellet. But because he got it that one time, and because he was getting a lot of it from before, he's now getting that intermittent reinforcement that keeps him stuck. It's like an addiction, right? It's like, I have to have that thing. Well, when we encounter emotionally unavailable people that don't actually give us a full piece of bread, when they're actually giving us crumbs and we think it's a full piece of bread, it's because that whole chemical process has been activated. Now, for many people, this is also very reminiscent of something that happened to them in childhood. And this is evolutionary and biologically very historic for us as human beings that are hunters and gatherers by biologically and evolutionarily speaking. So that chase, the thrill of the hunt, the thrill of the chase is actually something really old for us. It's ancient, and it is that ancient knowledge that sits in our body that our nervous system is constantly activated and being triggered by. So the next time you meet someone and they give you crumbs, and somewhere in the back of your mind you're like, no, this person is the one for me. Oh my God, we're soulmates. Oh my gosh, this person is the one. They're Mr. or Ms. Right. They're I just heard this one recently, my twin flame. When you start to feel that way, it's very possible that this system of activation has this nervous system process has been activated in your body, in your system. And if maybe that little piece of knowledge helps you step away from the lever, stop pressing it, because you're not going to get what you need from that. You're not going to get a full piece of bread. You're not going to get enough pellets to satiate you until the next meal. You're not going to get enough emotional validation, support, nourishment from this person. And the sooner you cut it off, the better it is going to be for you. The better it is for your mental health, for your stability, for your peace and harmony, to live that life of being centered and calm. Because while dopamine may feel great, it's one of those things that what comes up must come down. And it often leads to a pretty significant crash. So the next time you are out there dating, or maybe meeting people, friends even, that don't necessarily give you the time of day that feels nourishing to you as a human being, as an individual with needs, emotional needs, physical needs, spiritual needs, and someone's just kind of like stringing you along, giving you a bone here and there, try to recognize the systems that are at play and make some better decisions for yourself. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time here on the Sex Talk.